Well, turning to something else, Skull World is a new documentary hitting theaters this Friday, and it looks at the hard-rocking, box-fighting world of Skullman.
Yeah, we got up with Greg Sommer, a.k.a. Skullman, and the director of the flick, Justin McConnell, to talk about why Skull World will rock your world. Metal music.
Skullman was developed in high school. He was all about rocking large, cranking metal loud and proud, going to parties, just having a good time.
As soon as he puts on that mask, something happens to him.
I guess he was developed through the trials and tribulations of growing up and through high school, and saw a lot of injustices and stuff that really kind of pissed him off.
The need for preservation of metal music!
We were doing a bunch of travel gigs all through the U.S. shooting for bands and stuff, and we'd shoot as a three-man production team, and this other guy named Tom would always travel with us. So while Greg was asleep in the back, we started talking, and we were like, you know what, Greg needs to have a documentary about him. And then a few years later, he started up Canada's Box War chapter, and it was just time.
This is gonna be chaos, soldiers. It's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be mayhem.
Skull World looks at the life of Skullman, but it also gives an inside look at the Canadian chapter of the fantasy phenomenon Box Wars, the embodiment of art and destruction.
What we do is we build these cardboard costumes into armor and weapons, and then have epic battles for the destruction of each other's costume. And every chapter works differently. We work on the concept of good versus evil. So we got the good guys here battling the evil guys. And we always battle over little injustices that we make up or that we see in the news and see around the world and stuff like that. But the whole concept that we share with this whole thing that we do is it's all about fun.
We are playing a game here. Does everyone here understand that? Yeah.
Well, it's mainly people that are into the fringe of life, people that love to have a good time, people that are very outgoing, people that are creative into art, pop culture, comic books, horror, science fiction movies, action movies, and it's also people that like to rock their life.
And rocking your life is definitely the Skullman mantra. He credits the musical genre as his inspiration.
Today is a glorious day to live and a glorious day to rock. Metal music gives me a charge. It fires me up. It boils my blood. And it also inspires me to do great things. If I wasn't into metal, there would be no Skullman and there would be no Box Wars Canada up to this point.
And hopefully audiences will also say, hell yeah for Skull World, a documentary that hopes to find the metal-listening, head-banging, box-warring child in all of us.
They start pretty young. I'm glad to see that.
Personally, I just hope they get across the message of like acceptance of things that are different, and that there's a counterculture out there that really is vibrant and very, very fresh, and you don't have to be a 9-to-5er all the time. You can go out there and do things that you love doing as a kid, even when you're in your 30s.
I cannot wait to compete in Box Wars. I gotta do this sometime. My friend Dominic and I talked about it in the past.
Yes.
But next time around, we're in.
Oh, I've done Box Wars. It's great. And I've also, I know Skullman. He's an awesome guy. In terms of the movie, check out skullworldmovie.com. It is playing in select cinemas around the country, so do check it out. And I'm a lifelong fan of metal, so the fact that there's this alchemy between Skullman and Skull World and Box Wars and metal makes it perfect. Well, rest in peace, Jeff Hanneman of Slayer.
I am a lifelong fan of playing with cardboard. I remember like constructing, space bases in my backyard with cardboard and making costumes out of cardboard. And I'm a lifelong fan of games and competition, but weird. I don't really like sports so much, but this seems like so much fun, so I'm there. I'm in.
It's great, and there's this message behind it too about accepting counterculture, about the fringe. Justin was out at Calgary Expo as well.
Cool.
Really great filmmakers behind this, so do check it out. And I've actually known Skullman for a while. Going back into the Space Vault, about 4 years, I did a segment on Box Wars. I competed. Here's a little look, and then we got more coming up after the break after that. There's nothing I love more on a rainy weekend than coming to the park for a lovely stroll. You see families bonding, puppies frolicking in the puddles, and of course, dudes in cardboard battle armor beating the shit out of each other. This is Box Wars. Oh! Any words of advice for first-time warriors like myself?
Well, you better bring your cardboard heart. You better bring your cardboard courage.
Oh, God, you're good!
And you better bring your cardboard guts! Because this is Skullman's Box Wars!
I think
Gorgoth the Destroyer is destroyed.